Fellow crafters, how's everybody doing today? So we're going to make a sign, and so we started with this Dollar Tree sign that I got from the fall. It's pretty on that side, so we're going to use the back side. First we have to try to get these, well, that staple came out easy. Let's hope they all come out that easy. Spoke too soon. So we're going to take the staples out. The top ones come out pretty easy. There we go. One more now. Let's try to do this without cutting ourselves. There we go. We got the staples out. The holes aren't too bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to take some white chalk paint and we're going to paint the back of this. This is just going to be very rough, and it might be, I haven't decided yet, we might try a new technique, a new painting technique. I got to look it up and look at it again. But we want to make this, we don't want to cover the whole thing. We just want to make it look weathered. So this is a pretty big sign for the Dollar Tree. It's long. We're going to use it this way though. So that's the way, instead of having it the welcome, we're going to have it long ways. So we're just going to go in here and get this painted up, and then we're going to have to let it dry. Okay, so this is what we have. It's wet, but if you can see, I just did a really rough job of painting it because I wanted some of the actual sign to show through because it makes it look weathered. So I'm not sure if we're going to do the paint technique on this one or not, but because I'm kind of liking how it's coming out just like this. And I'm trying to, I know the lighting is not the greatest, but it kind of looks like a weathered board, and I'm kind of liking it. So we're going to let that dry, and we're going to start on the other one, on the next, not another board. We're going to put a stencil on here. So I got this can at Hobby Lobby. I think I got it for like 40% off, and it was like $5.99. So it was pretty cheap. They had them at Dollar Tree, and they weren't this big, but I'm so mad that I didn't buy the one at the Dollar Tree. I should have bought a couple of them because they're so cute. They're just like a little half a can, and I was at the Dollar Tree and I saw them and I'm like, oh, I'll just get them next time, and guess what? They were gone. So if you see it, buy it because it might not be there next time. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then we'll come back and start working on this. Okay, so we have our metal half bucket and we have our bright yellow paint. So I ordered these stencils from Amazon. They were $6.99, and if I remember, I'll leave a link in the description. Now they're silkscreen. I've never used them before, so we're gonna give it a shot. Of course, I can't find the paint, the foam brushes I was looking for. I really need to get organized. So we're gonna lay this down, and I kind of want to lay it underneath. There's two little ridges on here. I want to be underneath those ridges, and I want to be centered. So we're going to use the ridge as our line, and it's wrinkled, so I'm going to pull it back up and try it again. So we're going to take the stencil, and it's self-adhesive, and they're reusable too. You just have to wash them and then put them back on the paper that it comes with. I'm afraid that there's another ridge there. So we're going to try this. Hopefully it works. So I'm going to just use a regular sponge brush and hope it works because I can't find my dauber one. We're going to take some of the yellow. We're just going to lightly tap in the sunflower. They say the lighter you do it, the better. Now there's another technique where they take a scraper and they kind of scrape the paint across it. So I don't know if that is what we should be doing. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is a new one for me. But I don't want to get it on the bee. I just want to do the sunflower. So we'll get it pressed down in there. We'll see how this comes out. So that's what I'm going to do around the whole sunflower. And then in the middle, I'm going to do brown. I'm really worried about the stencil on the bottom right here because it's kind of, you can see that the little ridge there is lifting it up. So I'm not sure if this is going to come out or not. We might be just doing something else on here. So I got the sunflower all stamped in there. Now I'm going to take some of this brown and we're going to do the middle. And I'm just going to use a brush for this because it's smaller. I'm going to try the scraping technique, see how that works. I'm hoping this comes out because it's so pretty. It's such a pretty stencil, but I can see that it's lifted. So I'm hoping that it's just staying in the stencil and not spreading up underneath the whole thing. We're going to find out shortly. I'm going to go back with the yellow. I think I should have done his leg black. There's my, well, might be the 4th or 5th mistake, but that's the first mistake that I've. Let's see. Not too bad. It definitely needs to be pressed down in there better. We're going to scrape it across the, get the excess off of there. Go back to the brown. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. So I put the black and the white and the yellow and the brown on there. And it says pull up while it's still wet. So let's see what we've got. We might have to do some touch up. We're going to see. So all in all, not too bad. I knew we were going to have problems down here because of this little ridge. So I'm going to let it dry. I think the wings came out really good. Need some touch up on the black and around the bee's head. The brown went on a little heavy too. But let's let it dry and see what it looks like when it's dry. We might just do some freehand touch up and see what happens with that. So I really like up there. Up here came out beautiful, and right here, and the wings are a little light there and there, but right here and there, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to go wash this stencil because it is reusable. So just to give you an idea again, this was a silkscreen stencil, and I've never used one before. It said it was good for wood, so I figured it might be good on metal. But like I said, I think this ridge really threw everything off, the ridge on there. So I think that's all. That's what I'm going to do for tonight, and we'll come back and work on it again tomorrow. So I was going to try to use the stencil from Dollar Tree, and I like the lettering. It's that lowercase lettering, and as you see, I tried to do it, and it bled through. So instead of doing that, we're just going to use our trick with the tissue paper and just Mod Podge it on. And I went with Be a Flower, Not a Weed. And we're going to just use our, I think there's a pretty good spot for it. And I have my Mod Podge. I can get it open. There we go. And my paintbrush. I'm just gonna put a good coat of it down. Let's take this and center it up. Gently. There we go. Let that dry. Got a little wrinkle there. Tap it down. We'll put another coat on top once it dries so we don't smear the ink from the printer. So I have this little thumbtack, and I want to just take the paintbrush with some white. I'm just going to dirty it up a little bit. Just going to take, whoops, right in the Mod Podge. We don't want to totally cover it up, but we just want to like make it look a little worn. Go around the edges a little bit. And this is just so it's not black, all black, it's standing out. We're just gonna do a little bit like that. We'll let that dry. And in the meantime, while everything's drying, sorry, I just hit the camera thing again. We're going to take our floral foam, and we're going to probably have to cut it to get it down in there. Maybe not. There we go. It's still a mess, but we didn't have to cut it. And then we have just some spring type flowers. We got some daisies and some black-eyed Susans and some flocking balls, and I don't know what this one's called. It's called, well, the Dollar Tree calls it dripping blossom. I don't know if that's a real flower or not, but this is what we have. So we're gonna put them in there with the flower. I can't say it today. Floral foam. So when we come back, that's what we're gonna start doing. So looking at this, looking at the bucket, I think it needs just a little bit of detail. So I have this lace. I think it'll look good. We're gonna put a little bit on the bottom. So we need about that much. I'm gonna take it. Okay, we're gonna put a little dot of glue. Yo, the camera almost tipped over. I think it was on the cord. I'm gonna take a little bit of glue and we're gonna just tack it down. To hold it in place. And we're going to put a little bit on the back. And do the same thing on the other side. I think it gives it a little bit more character that way. Just tack the whole thing down. Get the glue strings off. There you go. Now we have our flowers. We're gonna just start with they call these black-eyed Susans. They kind of look like daisies to me, but just start cutting them. We'll cut them long at first and see where they fall. And then if we have to, we can cut them shorter. Better a little long than a little short. We're going to push the leaves up if we can get them up. It'll help hold these floppy petals up too. This one doesn't have a leaf. This one does. So we're just taking the leaves and pushing them up. We're going to turn it a little bit. So if there's any floppy petals, like those were kind of floppy. And then that one's already up. So we're just going to start taking them. And I am not a flower arranger, but we're going to just have a little fun with it. Put some tall ones in the back and push them down further in the front. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. We got those. And now we'll take some, want to take some of the daisies? We'll take a daisy or two. I don't know why they call these daisies and those black-eyed Susans, but that's what they call them. Push the leaves up. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. How about a flocking ball? We'll take one of those flocking balls and stick it in there. If we stick him in the front. Take another one of the daisies. We'll stick her over here. Let's take some of this pretty yellow too. I'm not sure. Maybe we don't need the yellow. Let's put the flocking ball in the middle. He was kind of bending the petals of the one. Let's take another one of these flocking balls. Cut him long. Stick him over on the side. So we need something in the back. So let's take another one of the daisies. Another one or two of the daisies. Oh, that's looking, actually, I'm quite happy with that. That's looking pretty good. So this is what it looks like flat. And this is what it looks like standing up. I'm trying to get it in frame. There we go. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, so let's get the glue gun out of the way and the trash out of the way. And then take our sign, put it on there, and I guess we want our, sorry, I just hit the camera again. I guess we want our, I'm going to try to make a mark. I might have to get a hammer to hammer this in. But that's about where we want it. And see how it blends in? So it doesn't stand out and it's not that black. I'm trying to show you with the camera. Okay, so let me go get a little hammer to hammer that in, and then we can put the bucket on there and see how it looks standing up. Okay, so we have our tack in there. It's in there pretty good. We have our board. We're gonna hang our basket on there so it looks like this. We have our wording on there. So the only thing, it looks a little plain. So I'm going to take some of this burlap ribbon. I'm just going to put it on the top. I think the top needs a little something. So we're just going to take that. You know what? While I have that out, before I put the burlap on there, we have to make a hanger for it. And we'll just take the string that came with the sign, and that way we can glue this down and then put the burlap ribbon over top of it so it gives it a little bit more sturdiness to the hanger. So we'll put a line of glue down. And I don't want a real long hanger on this. So we're just going to take that and put it in there. Get it in the glue, hold it down for a second, and then just gonna flip it back up so I can see where it falls on the top. And just gonna run a line of glue down there, hold this down. Pull it tight. dried glue on my fingers. It gives it a little bit more. And I thought, since we're using bees and flowers, we could put some of these on there. And I just gotta find. And I know I have one more. There it is. There you go. There's our be a flower, not a weed, honeybee sign. And I think I'm going to hang this on our front porch, coming up to our door. Let me know what you guys think of it. This one wasn't too bad, and I'm happy with the way the flowers came out. I'm happy with the whole thing. I'm happy with the paint and the wording and the everything. So I hope you guys like this one. Let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. What would you have done differently? And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks. Till next time. Bye.